Today, we're handing out the big ones, the Siggy Schmidt Coach of the Year Award and the Landon Donovan MLS MVP Award. So
we had to wait for Charlie for the big ones.
I know, exactly. Exactly.
Who'd you go with goalkeeper?
Who did I go with for goalkeeper? I said Kalina, Christian Kalina.
Freeze.
You switched.
Yeah, I did switch.
Okay.
After long thought.
Have you actually voted yet, Chuck?
I have not.
I did yesterday. Locked it in. All right, let's start with the Siggy Schmidt Coach of the Year. Chuck, who are you going with for this one?
It's you could make an argument for one other candidate, but I'm really going to go with Tata Martino for this and this reason why. Yes, there's Sports Shield champions, but they're one win away from beating the New England Revolution all-time regular season record.
Is it going to happen?
Bruce Arena. It's going to happen. Miami at home. But more importantly, when you have players like Messi and Suarez on one knee, Messi who was injured and leaving for international duty, for him to get the most out of this team and bringing in a player like Yannick Bright to have an impact in this team, bringing back Julian Gressel, figuring out ways to use him and to be useful. I just think he's gotten the most out of the players a tier below the all-stars that they have. So I give this guy so much credit for identifying which players can help get the most out of the team and for them to go and attack.
Can I add to this? Because Tata's also my candidate. I agree with everything you're saying, and I think there are so many layers to how impressive his job has been, because consider the conversations that we were having about Inter Miami in March, their preseason. Messi, by the way, after the game for Argentina, was pretty critical of the bad preseason that they had. So to go into
terrible
going around the world
tour of
and
going
getting
around
absolutely smacked up in Saudi Arabia,
right? So to kind of seemingly, it felt like they brushed that off. Something that could have been so damaging at the start of the season, they kind of went, all right, let's flip the page. And then you lose Messi. And I think there's a part where you look at a management perspective. You manage, you make everybody happy, you keep a good group, and you have egos, you have young guys, you have some MLS veterans. Tata has made a very harmonious group. And on top of that, you add the tactics into that. He's a very wise manager, and he's going after the points record. I think there's a lot of managers, but it's very difficult for me to vote against Tata Martino.
I agree with everything that's been said.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say?
I thought there was going to be counter-argument for somebody else.
I did, and I honestly, I completely agree with everything you guys have said about Tata Martino. If there is another candidate that I think is deserving of this as well, it's Wilfried Nancy.
Absolutely. Of
the Columbus Crew. And for the fact alone that I think he does more with less.
Agree.
And when you look at, I mean, he has played in 4 finals over the course of a calendar year. He has dealt with a slew of games. He's been very critical about the schedule congestion, to go back to it. But he's been able to manage that. But I've looked at the players that I think have had sort of this almost resurgence under him. A Christian Ramirez. We saw what Aiden Morris was when he was there, and then is now playing at Middlesbrough. Diego Rossi was not playing well at all in Turkey and came back here and is playing lights out. Sean Zawadzki, who came in after Aiden Morris left, who was a homegrown player. I mean, this kid,
killer to the team.
Yeah, now is getting regular minutes. I put in even Patrick Schulte in there. I just look at the player development and what he has been able to do with a group of players that might not be at the talent level as Inter Miami. And again, for me, it just goes back to doing more with less.
2 players that certainly should be included in that is Max Arfson. I mean, this kid, this kid was
great example.
Nowhere to be found. And he unearths a true talent in Major League Soccer in Max Arfson. And then Farsi on the other side.
Farsi was the best futsal player.
Completely different sport. Players that he he alone saw potential and developed, and now these are two game-changing players.
Let me add one more, even though I went with Tata, let me give you a reason why I would have went with Wilfried Nancy. Not enough is said about how difficult it is in MLS to be as good the next year.
Yeah.
It's impossible with the way the roster's set
It
up.
feels
and
entirely
he is.
plausible that they could go back-to-back MLS Cup.
And would deserve it, and would deserve
100%.
Right, and us picking Tata doesn't mean that we don't think Wilfried Nancy deserves it, because he deserves it as well.
Yeah.
But you look at those two teams side by side. Inter Miami just looks absolutely stacked, and to the layman's eyes, you look at Columbus and you go, Cucho, Rossi, Nagby, right? And if you didn't,
if you watch them play,
not enough to the layman, to the person, to not an MLS specialist, and you say, all right, Inter Miami is going to score this team. What does this team have? Columbus will compete out of 100 games. They'll compete 100 games against Inter Miami, and that's beautiful.
And something that should go on the resume too is knocking out those Mexican giants in the CONCACAF Champions Cup run.
Getting results
that
in
was
Mexico.
Really impressive.
Absolutely huge. All right, let's move it along to
Can you have
the
two coaches?
No, but you have to
Landon
get to the top
Donovan,
10. You have to
MLS
take the record.
MVP Award. Some top-tier candidates here.
A lot of pink on this screen.
A lot of pink on this screen.
Yeah.
I feel like we all kind of know who is ultimately going to win this, but Charlie, who are you going with?
All right. You got the best team. I always think the MVP should go to the best team in the league. Always.
So then decided after MLS Cup?
Well, Supporter Shield.
Okay.
It's the whole season, right? It's a snapshot of the season. MVP doesn't go
Not a
for
balanced schedule, but
So just tell me why you think Robert Taylor should be the MVP.
So
where is he?
How can we not talk about the most valuable player on the team and not say Lionel Messi? This guy has been lights out when he has been available, and I get it.
That's a big
He's only
asterisk.
started 15 games.
Yeah.
He's played in 18, right? You say 15 for me would be the limit. If you haven't played at least in 15 games, you can't get the MVP. But at least he's played more than half of a regular season in Major League Soccer. Now, when you have 17 goals and 15 assists, and you are the last year's Ballon d'Or winner, you're the best player in the league, MVP. Let's stop it.
Okay, a counter argument. If his name was Pepito Perez,
But it's not.
So my uncle?
okay.
We're talking about Messi.
So because he's Messi, he's gonna get the MVP, is what you're saying.
He leads the league in goals per 90 and assists per 90.
Well, of course,
Of course.
because he's played less
Because
games.
when he plays, he's the most effective, and it's the best team in the league. Messi.
Okay.
Miami's not Miami without
How did
Messi.
Miami? They actually were. That was what I was about to ask you. How they do without Messi?
And why do you think they're playing that way? Why do you think that culture is the way it is?
Because
it's
Tata
because
Martino?
of this guy. He sets the standard.
Well, yes, of course. Okay,
So
so
you
how
could be the most valuable player without playing, because he sets the standard.
He is.
do you agree with the statement that Messi's the best player in the league?
You're gonna say somebody else?
Yeah.
On-
But I'm
on
going to
Inter
let him
Miami?
finish his statement. No, I'm going to let
Okay.
him finish his statement.
Can Messi be the best player in the league, but not the MVP?
Yes.
Yeah.
He could be.
It's the most valuable player. Which player
He's still the most
has given the
valuable
most
player
value to their
on
club?
Miami.
Okay.
I think you and I agree on somebody, right?
No, I think we all have different ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I went with Evander. Evander, however you want to pronounce it.
Evander.
Evander.
He's the MVP of the league.
Yes, he is the most valuable player to his club. Where would they be without him? Not in a playoff position. This man has 29 goals and assists. That's 29 goal contributions. He's got 15 goals. He's got 14 assists. He's got it. And this is about value. This is about playing above your standard. We all know how XG works. XG says this is what an average player would do. His XG is 9.8. You actually hit me in the behind with that. His actual, and he scored 15 goals. His XG is 9.8 and he scored 15 goals. He's playing out of his skin. This player deserves to be the MVP.
Did you get paid to promote
Yes, I did.
this?
You want some of
Because
that? You want
I
some of the
can't.
money?
I honestly cannot.
How many game-winning goals? You pointed at it for a reason. How many game-winning
I
goals?
cannot, for the life
I
of
can't wait
me,
for mine.
see that you thought that this should be the MVP candidate if it's not Messi, given
Messi
what we've
missed
talked
half
about.
a year.
So
he missed half a season.
You would give it over Cucho Hernandez.
Yes. He's the most valuable player in his team.
Which team suffers more?
So then how valuable is the leading goal scorer for DC United.
Very.
Is he not the?
I think he's more valuable than
You think Benteke is less valuable than him to his team?
Say that again?
You think Benteke is less
Valuable to DC than Evander is to Portland.
I think yes. Yes.
Okay.
I think the issue I would have with like a Benteke or an Evander is that the teams aren't good, yeah.
In the playoffs.
It's very subjective, and what it comes down to is how you are defining the word valuable.
Yeah.
To me, it's the value. If you remove this player from the team, what happens to that team?
All right.
Complete collapse.
No, honestly, it's a good argument, but again, it's subjective.
Yeah.
So, Nico.
I combine what you're saying with valuable. I think if you took away Messi from Inter Miami, we saw that they were still pretty good.
They were good.
You take away Evander from Portland, I think they suffer. They had two other goal scorers in Felipe Mora and Cabecita Rodriguez, but they would suffer more than Inter Miami. But I do need to combine the best teams in the league component. Portland is right on the playoff cuff,
They're
right?
in the playoffs. Anything can happen.
Sure, yes, anything can happen. We're talking about regular season. They could end up being MLS Cup champions, whatever. For me, it's Lucho Acosta because of his influence, the way that he creates for everybody. When he's on the ball, magic happens. He's up there in the league with how his actions lead to shots.
Reigning MLS MVP, by the way.
Yes,
He makes things happen, and there's not been an MLS MVP that has won back-to-back, and the only person to win MLS MVP twice is Preki. This guy's different. He's on a different level, and I think there's no FC Cincinnati without this guy. More game-winning goals than both of your candidates. And look at the assists, but then it's like you don't expect this guy to just be producing goals. Like, he sets things up, but he also scores on top of that. He hasn't dropped from last season.
And they got rid of their best scorer.
Do you not see the value in the most maybe impactful team on the or just the best team? For the best team to
I agree,
win,
Chuck.
That the team.
Chuck, I understand who Messi is, and I understand his influences.
I'm not even saying. Let's say it's not Messi. Let's say it's Busquets, who has the most minutes for Inter Miami. So he's played through and through.
So you're going to give it to Busquets.
There's been one constant in MLS for Inter Miami, and that's been Busquets. He's played the most.
Right.
Out of all the field players. So my thing is, do you not hold the success throughout a whole regular season on one team being the best team, that the player from that team should get the MVP?
You try to give it to someone who played half a season on that team.
The best player in the league.
The best player in the league doesn't mean you're the MVP.
The best player
You're the
in the
most
league on the
skilled
best
player.
team.
Guys.
That's the most skilled player.
Okay.
Okay, my turn.
I'm so triggered that you said Evander. Like, that couldn't be more further
Do you
from
think
the truth.
Lucho does, again, back to the coaching decision, do you think Lucho doesn't deserve it? Sorry, Sus, go ahead.
No,
No,
that's
I
fine.
do. I think Lucho has absolutely deserved
All
it.
right.
That's a great choice.
Okay, well, I think my choice is also very valid, and that is Denny Bouanga
Hey.
of LAFC. And so LAFC are a good team, and they're sitting in second place in the Western Conference right now. He was the Golden Boot winner last year. He has 19 goals and 11 assists. This is the other thing.
Yeah.
They have only lost one game this season when Bouanga has scored. So their record when he has scored is 12-1-1. He also has 9 game-winning goals, 11 across all comps. 11 across all comps. Double digits in goals and assists. I think that there is a really strong case to be made because he is one of those players you talk about, like the value to the team. As Denny Bouanga goes, LAFC
goes. That's fact.
goes.
So is Evander ahead of those two?
I made my pick. I'm sticking with it.
But is he ahead of those two?
I think the team is very good, and I think LAFC still makes the playoffs without a Bouanga. I don't think Portland is in the playoffs without Evander.
I'll agree with that. Bouanga's so good.
My guy didn't even make the graphic.
They put Benteke in there. We didn't even bring him up.
I get no love on this
Cucho's
show.
also a really good shout as well.
Ultimately,
Yeah, Cucho would have been an easy shout.
down the line, I want to see more Americans here. All Latinos, Bouanga, Benteke.
He's about to be.
Latino.
No. Yeah, Latinos, you got Benteke, you got Bouanga. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
This guy
It would
right
be
It's a
here.
slippery
nice.
slope.
This guy right here.
We
is
can
about to be-
dream. We can dream. Woo.